The Jack Benny Program.
At 45 sold American.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco, so round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
LSMFT, LSMFT, LSMFT.
Why, sure.
Yes, sir.
You said it.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco, so round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
It takes fine tobacco to make a fine cigarette. And Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Yes, first, last, and always, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. At markets now open in the South, independent tobacco experts present at the auctions can see the makers of Lucky Strike consistently select the riper, the naturally milder Lucky Strike tobacco. With men who know tobacco best, it's Lucky's 2-to-1.
Sold to American.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now we take you to Jack Benny's house in Beverly Hills. It's Saturday night, and Jack has invited Mary over to spend a pleasant evening.
Gee, Mary, I'm glad you came over to help me straighten out my household expenses. These bills have accumulated all summer while I was away.
Oh, Jack, this is Saturday night, and I want to go dancing. Let's go to the Palladium.
The Palladium, Mary, with all these bills I'm paying. Gee.
But, Jack, it doesn't cost much to go to the Palladium. They charge $1.50 for men and 75 cents for women.
I know. For you, it's cheap. Think of me, $1.55 just to go dancing.
$1.55? It's only $1.50.
Mary, only a cheapskate doesn't check his hat. Now, let's get on with these bills.
Okay.
Let's see. $12.85 for vitamin pills.
$12.85 for vitamin pills.
$9.72 for Samson's concentrated iron capsules.
$9.72 for Samson's concentrated iron capsules.
$10.35 for Dr. Berman's bodybuilder.
$10.35 for Dr. Berman's bodybuilder.
$7.96 for Dr. Horton's health tonic.
$7.96 for Dr. Horton's health tonic.
$22.50 for mussels.
Mussels?
Yes, $16.
Imagine buying mussels again. What happened to the ones you bought last year?
Oh, I wore them in the shower and the buckles rusted. Wish I could get some of that pre-war stuff. Yeah? Now, let's see. Mary, what are you laughing at?
Remember the time you bought those build-up shoes to make you look taller? Oh, boy, did you overdo it.
Overdo it. Those shoes didn't lift me so high.
Then why was your nose always bleeding?
Oh, Mary.
I'll never forget how silly you looked patting Gary Cooper on the head.
Mary, stop being ridiculous. Now, let's get back to the bills. Here, read this stack to me here.
Okay. Homeway Dry Cleaners, $18 for cleaning rug.
$18 for cleaning a rug? How could a rug get that dirty? I was away all summer. There was nobody here but Rochester. I can't understand it.
Jack, here's another bill signed by Rochester. It's from Scratch, Match, and Patch Interior Decorators.
Interior decorators?
$78 for patching ceiling and repapering living room.
Patching ceiling, repapering living room. I'm going to ask Rochester about this.
You don't have to. Here's a bill that explains it. $7 for 18 bottles of gin.
18 bottles of gin. Let me see who that bill is from. The Central Avenue Personality Shop. I'm going to find out about this. Oh, Rochester!
Yes, boy!
That's something I want to talk to you about.
Couldn't you write me a letter?
No, I couldn't, and come right out here.
Okay.
Rochester, take a look at this rug cleaning bill.
Mm.
Now take a look at this bill for repapering the living room.
Mm. Mm.
And this bill for 18 bottles of gin. Well, say something.
What a soiree!
And you don't have to tell me. And that party almost ruined my house. What happened?
Well, boss, it was kind of a dull evening, so I invited a few friends over.
Uh-huh.
And some of them got, well, to use a medical term, coagulated.
Well, that explains the rug and the wallpaper. What happened? What about the ceiling?
Some of them were higher than others.
What?
Man, were they flying.
Rochester, that still doesn't explain the ceiling. How did you get those holes in it?
I told you my friends did that.
Oh, the ones that were flying.
No, the ones that were shooting them down.
Rochester, this is the last straw. I'm going to punish you.
Oh, Jack, put down that hairbrush. He's too old for that.
Okay. Anyway, it always hurts me more than it does him. Now, Rochester, this is the final warning. I don't want your friends holding those kind of parties in my house anymore. My goodness, in their condition, how did they get home?
Oh, it was easy. You know that white line down the middle of the street?
You mean they followed it?
Followed it, boss. They were holding on to it.
I don't doubt it, and I'm going to talk with you later about your... Come in!
Telegram for Mr. Benny.
I'll take it, boy.
Yes, sir.
Thanks. Here's a tip for you.
Mr. Benny, these blue tokens aren't good anymore.
Well, I'm all out of red ones. Goodbye.
Jack, who's the telegram from?
Let me see. Look, Mary, it's from my sponsor, George W. Hill. It says, Dear Jack, please forget about what happened in my office last week. You have nothing to worry about. You have a 3-year contract, and my lawyers told me I can't get out of it. Unless you breach clause number 3A regarding a singer. Sincerely yours, George W. Hill. Gee, Mary, isn't that a nice telegram?
But, Jack, he said if you don't get a singer, he'll break your contract.
I'm way ahead of him, Mary. I've not only got a singer in mind, but I wrote him a letter asking him to come over for an interview tonight.
Oh, you and your singers. Who is it this time?
Well, if you must know, Smarty, it's Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra?
Yeah.
Boss, you mean, won't you tell me when we will meet again?
That's him, Rochester.
Monday, or always.
That's enough, Rochester.
If you're in love.
That's enough! That's enough! Come on, Mary, let's finish these bills before Sinatra gets here.
Tell me now what makes the world go round.
Rochester.
When at the sight of you my heart begins to pound and pound and pound.
Rochester, I said that's enough. Come on, Mary, let's finish these bills.
All right, but next Saturday night, you got to take me to the Palladium.
The Palladium.
Oh, Jack, don't be...
Mary, it's a matter of principle. Why should they charge $1.50 for men and only 75 cents for women?
Well, Jack, you got in for 75 cents once.
That was an accident. I just happened to go to the Palladium right from the studio when I was made up as Charlie's aunt.
That's what I mean. You've still got that dress here. Why couldn't you
Mary, I'm not dressing up like a girl again. I'll never forget what happened last time. Guy buys you a drink, he thinks he owns you. What I went through...
Jack. Jack, it was bad enough being dressed like a girl to get in, but you didn't have to let a fella buy you a drink.
Well, for goodness sake, Mary, I danced with him all evening. I deserve something. What a rotten dancer he was. Say, Mary, I wonder what he'd have thought if he knew who I really was, especially when he tried to put his arm around me.
He tried to put his arm around you. Well, gosh, Jack, why didn't you tell him?
I didn't have the heart to. He was a Marine, and he was going overseas in the morning. Now, let's get back to these bills. Say, that must be Frank Sinatra. Come in, please.
Hiya, Jackson. Hiya, Mary. Hello, Rod.
Oh, it's you, Phil.
Yeah, Jackson, I dropped in to talk to you about a new singer.
Phil, don't worry about it. I got one lined up.
Yeah, but who've you got? You can't get just anybody. I ain't gonna let you hurt the dignity of my band.
The dignity of your band? Phil, I don't want to disillusion you, but just because your boys were taken off parole doesn't mean they're dignified. And here's another thing about your band that ought to make you ashamed of yourself.
What's that?
Well, when I was in the South Pacific, I saw 15 natives with rings in their noses banging on hollow coconuts with overripe bananas.
Well, what's that got to do with me?
They were singing, "That's What I Like About the Solomon." You and your dignity.
Phil, don't worry about it. Jack has a singer in mind who will lend plenty of dignity to your band.
Like who?
Like Frank Sinatra. Jack's expecting him over tonight.
Now, wait a minute. This is a trick, Jackson. You're just trying to get my band to wear Bobby socks.
Well, I'd be happy if those guys wore any kind of socks. So just take my advice and don't... Come in.
Hello. Remember me? I'm Hyman Peabody, the insurance salesman.
Oh, hello, Herman. Herman, I'm glad to see you, but I'm busy. I wish you'd come over some other time. I'm expecting someone.
Well, okay. But before I go, I'd like to leave this folder with you.
Folder?
Yeah, it tells all about a new life insurance policy we're putting out.
Well, thanks, Herman. I'll read it when I get a chance.
It costs $2 a month, and you only have to pay on it until you die.
I'll read it when I get a chance, Herman.
After you die, you only have to pay 25 cents a month.
That's ridiculous. After you're dead and buried, why pay 25 cents a month?
For that, we keep the weeds out of your daisies.
That's the silliest thing I've ever heard of.
I don't think so. Just because you're dead, you don't have to stop being neat.
All right, Herman. I'll let you know about this policy as soon as...
Should I answer the phone, boss?
That's all right. I'll get it, Rochester. Hello?
Hello, Jack. This is Don Wilson.
Oh, Don, right now.
I just thought of a terrific idea for a contest. Boy, you'll be crazy about it.
Well, look, Don, right now...
Get this, Jack. Why don't you give a prize of $5,000 to anyone who knows the meaning of LSMFT?
Don, are you crazy? Why, if I gave $5,000 to everyone who knows what LSMFT means, I'd have to pay out $800 billion.
Don't do it, boss. It'll leave you with practically nothing.
Now, Don, don't be silly. Everybody knows that LSMFT stands for Lucky Strike, means fine tobacco.
Well, you know it and I know it, but I'm going to phone some people at random and find out if they know it.
Imagine suggesting I should give away $800 billion. See, fellas, I'm getting kind of worried about Sinatra. It's time he got here.
Yeah, I'd like to audition the kid.
Phil, believe me, he won't hurt
Hey, Jack, wait a minute. I just thought of something.
What?
Frank Sinatra isn't even in town. He's in New York.
All right, so he'll come. What?
Hey, Jackson, Mary's right. Sinatra is in New York. This is Saturday night, and he's doing the Hit Parade program.
But that's impossible.
His program is on right now. Tune in the radio and see.
Okay, I will.
And in the fourth race at Bay Meadows, the winner was Painted Red.
That's the wrong station. Maybe this is it. Here.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you suffer from upper plate wobble? Do your friends avoid meeting you because your uppers avoid meeting your lowers? If so, try a bottle of sympathy soothing syrup. Remember, folks, sympathy spelled backwards is yatapamus. YHTAPMYS.
Yatapamus, 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 drive your blues away.
So remember, friends, years of research in our own private laboratories has established the fact that when you pass the age of 35, you will be 36.
Mary, don't fool with the dial. I'll get Sinatra. Here, I think I've got it.
And now for his final selection on tonight's Lucky Strike Hit Parade, Frank Sinatra sings All the Things You Are.
You are the promised kiss of springtime that makes the lonely winter seem long. You are the breathless hush of evening that trembles on the brink of a lovely song. You are the angel glow that lights a star. The dearest things that I know are what you are. Someday my happy arms will hold you, and someday I'll know that moment divine when all the things you are mine. You are the angel glow that lights a star. The dearest things that I know are what you are. Someday my happy arms will hold you, and someday I'll know that moment divine when all the things you are mine.
Gee, that was wonderful. You know, he'd be great on my show. I'm going to phone New York right now. Maybe I can catch Sinatra before he leaves the studio. Hand me the phone, Mary.
Long distance.
Oh, operator, I want to speak to New York. I'd like to get Frank Sinatra.
So when I poopsie.
Look, miss, will you please ring Mr. Sinatra for me, person to person? He's on the hit parade in New York.
Just a moment, sir. I'll try the New York circuit. Los Angeles calling New York. Los Angeles calling New York.
Hello, Los Angeles. This is New York. How are you, Los Angeles?
Fine, thanks. And how are you, New York?
Oh, I'm feeling grand. But Brooklyn's got the mumps.
Look, operator, I don't care if San Francisco's got water under the bridge. I want to speak to Frank Sinatra. Now, please hurry.
All right. Keep your shirt on. I haven't talked to New York since she had a baby.
Congratulations. Get me my number.
Just a moment.
I'm sorry, sir. The lion is busy. Will you call back when it's clear?
Okay, call back. Goodbye. Well, kids, the line is busy, but I'll get him in a minute.
Say, Mr. Benny, when you talk to Mr. Sinatra, will you let me say hello to him?
All right, Herman, all right, but don't bother me now.
Gee whiz. Well, my wife finds out I talked to Frank Sinatra. Gee whiz.
I'll bet you'd be thrilled, eh, Herman?
No, she'll beat the stuffings out of me. She likes Crosby.
Herman, I wish that you'd... Oh, that must be him now. Quiet, kids. Hello?
How do you do, sir? I'm conducting a survey. Do you know what LSMFT means?
Hey, kids, it's Don Wilson. He called my number by mistake. I want to have some fun with him.
What was that?
I said I'm conducting a survey. Do you know what LSMFT means?
No, can't say that I do.
Well, LSMFT stands for Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
Well, imagine that.
Yes, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So round, so firm, so fully packed.
Do tell.
So free and easy on the draw.
Well, I'll be darned.
Thank you, sir. And give my regards.
Regards to who?
To Mary. Who else, you dope?
How do you like that? He knew it all the time. Say, kids, while we're waiting for Sinatra's call, I'll go in the kitchen and make some lemonade.
Good, I'd like them.
Me too, Jackson.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Say, Mary, Jackson must really be excited. This is the first time he ever offered us anything for nothing.
Still, we're not out of the house yet. Anyway, Jack isn't quite as bad as he... I'll answer it. Hello?
I have Mr. Sinatra in New York now.
Oh, well, put him on. I'll talk to him.
And please limit your call to 3 minutes.
Don't worry. If you talk over 3 minutes on Benny's phone, a time bomb goes off.
Okay, here's your party. Go ahead, Mr. Sinatra.
Hello?
Hello, Frankie. This is Mary. Mary Livingston.
Oh, hello, Mary. How are you?
Fine. Gee, Frankie, your voice sounds just as nice over the phone as it does on the radio.
Well, thanks, Mary.
You know, the reason Jack put in this call for you is that he'd like to have you as a singer on his program.
Gee, that would be swell. I'd love to be on Jack's show. Then I'd get to see you a little more often.
Oh, Frankie, it's a good thing I'm not the type of girl that gets excited, because if I was, I'd be so excited.
Mary, who in the world are you talking to?
Frank Sinatra.
Sinatra, give me that phone. Hello? Hello, Frank. This is Jack Benny.
Hello, Jack.
Now, Frank, I won't beat around the bush. How would you like to sing on my program?
Well, Jack, it sounds interesting, but, of course, there's the question of money.
Money?
This call ain't gonna last no 3 minutes.
Quiet, Phil. What did you say, Frankie?
I said, Jack, that I'd like to sing on your program, but there's the question of money.
Money? Oh, a minor matter, to be sure. A minor matter.
Yes, I know, but unfortunately, I'm not a minor.
No kidding, Frank. You come on my program and you'll go places. You know, when Dennis Day left me to join the Navy, he was doing okay. Although I will admit he started for a modest salary.
Jack, that salary wasn't modest. It was just ashamed of itself.
Now, Frankie, look, after Dennis was with me for 5 years, he worked himself up to $35 a week. Now, I'm willing to give you the same money to start with that he got the hard way. How is that?
$35 a week?
Frankie, look, All you have to do for that $35 is sing a song that takes 2 minutes, which means you get paid $17.50 a minute or $25,000 a day, which means I'm paying you a weekly salary of $186,000.
I know, Jack. I know all about that. You see, there were lots of times that Dennis told me about you paying him $186,000.
Oh, really? When did Dennis tell you that?
Every time he borrowed lunch money from me.
Well, Frankie, I can't help it if Dennis didn't know how to handle his finances. Well, what do you say, Frank? Is it a deal?
I'm sorry, Jack, but I can't accept that salary. You see, a man gets into the habit of eating 3 meals a day.
What? What did you say, Frankie?
I said I'm in the habit of eating 3 meals a day.
Well, brother, I've seen you, and you... No, I'm not going to say it. Now, Frankie, why don't you say okay and accept the proposition?
Well...
Look, to clinch the deal, I'll send you $5 in advance. And remember, there's plenty more where that comes from. What do you say, kid? Just give me the word and we'll have
I'm sorry, Mr. Benny. Your 3 minutes are up.
What do you mean, 3 minutes? Listen, operator, it's only 2 minutes and 41 seconds. I got my watch right here in my hand.
Well, I've got a watch, too, and it's 3 minutes.
You're wrong. It's 2:41.
It's 3 minutes.
It's 2:41. Oh, darn it. There goes that time bomb. I must have set it a little too early.
Jack will be back in just a minute, but first, here's Mr. F.E. Boone.
At 45 sold American.
In a cigarette, it's the tobacco that counts. And Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. The riper, the naturally milder Lucky Strike tobacco. So the next time you buy cigarettes, remember Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
The famous tobacco auctioneers heard on tonight's program are Mr. F.E. Boone of Lexington, Kentucky. At 44 sold American. And Mr. L.A. Speed Riggs of Goldsboro, North Carolina. And this is Basil Rysdale speaking for Lucky Strike. LSMFT, LSMFT, LSMFT.
For real deep down smoking enjoyment, smoke Lucky Strike. For Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Yes, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
Say, Jack, where are we going to do our broadcast from next Sunday?
Next Sunday, well, Mary, we'll be broadcasting from the Army Air Base at Gardner Field.
Well, what are you going to do about a singer? You didn't finish talking to Frank Sinatra.
Oh, I'll get somebody. Gosh, Mary, if I hadn't set that time bomb so early, I might have gotten Sinatra.
Well, there's no use talking about it now, so hang up the receiver.
I would, but there's nothing left to hang it on. Good night, folks.
The Jack Benny program is broadcast to our armed forces overseas. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
This is KFI, Los Angeles. The Jack Benny Program.
At 45 sold American. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw. LSMFT, LSMFT, LSMFT.
Sure thing.
You said it.
Yes, sir.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
It takes fine tobacco to make a fine cigarette. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Yes, first, last, and always, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. At markets now open in the South, independent tobacco experts present at the auctions can see the makers of Lucky Strike consistently select and buy the finer, the lighter, the naturally milder Lucky Strike tobacco. So smoke that smoke of fine tobacco, Lucky Strike.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Larry Stevens, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we take you to Jack Benny's home in Beverly Hills, where we find Rochester very busy addressing Christmas cards.
There. Just about 10 more and I'll be through addressing Mr. Benny's Christmas cards. Now, let's see. Mr. and Mrs. Bing Crosby and family, and Mr. and Mrs. Eddie Cantor and family. Man, he sure killed a bunch of birds with those two stones. These are pretty nice cards the boss is sending out this year, and he sure knows how to economize on them. Just look at that. Christmas greetings 1944 to 1950 included. And to whom it may concern. Well, last I got all the cards addressed. Doggone, I wish the boss would buy stamps. I feel so conspicuous putting on that gray uniform and going from door to door.
Oh, Rochester. Are you through addressing those cards?
Yes, Mr. Benny.
Good. I'll be down in a minute.
Okay. Say, I wonder what the boss is going to get me for a present. I heard him say he was going shopping this afternoon, so better start dropping a few hints. No, he's immune to hints. I better lay it right on him.
So you're all through with the cards, eh, Rochester?
Yes, sir. Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Say,
oh, what fun it is
you
to
sound happy today. What happened?
Oh, nothing. I've just been thinking how lucky I am to be working for a man like you.
Really?
Yeah. Now, you take my friend Sam. He works for one of the stingiest men in the world. Why, last year for Christmas, all he gave Sam was 3 little handkerchiefs.
Well, Rochester, I don't think that's such a bad
I'll
present.
never forget Christmas Day. Down on Central Avenue, everyone was showing off their new wristwatches and gold cigarette cases and diamond rings, and there was Sam with those 3 little handkerchiefs.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah. It really embarrassed poor Sam when people asked him what his boss gave him for Christmas, and he had to pull out those 3 little handkerchiefs.
How can a man be that cheap?
It's possible, boss. It's possible.
Well, Rochester, you don't understand the spirit of Christmas. The important thing is the fact that you're remembered. The gift itself is nothing.
I know. That's the kind of propaganda I'm trying to overcome.
Oh. Say, I better hurry up if I want to get my shopping done. I've got to pick up Miss Livingston first. Rochester, while I'm dressing, turn on the radio, will you?
Okay, boy.
And in case you don't like chops or steaks, then simply take a 12-pound standing rib roast. Cover generously with strips from 2 or 3 pounds of bacon, and then place in oven. While this is roasting, you can make a tasty frosting for your cake by mixing 1 quart of sweet whipping cream with a large-sized can of crushed pineapple and a pound of butter. Then call in all your friends and neighbors to help you eat this simple meal.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have just listened to another weekly broadcast of Memories of Yesteryear.
Rochester, wipe off my chin and get another station.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, does your complexion suffer from tattletale gray? Do the crow's feet around your eyes have fallen arches? Do you have dandruff? When you comb your hair, do your shoulders remind you of a white Christmas? They do? Then why don't you try a bottle of sympathy soothing syrup? Remember, folks, sympathy spelled backwards is yatapamys. Y-A-T-A-P-M-Y-S.
Yatapamys, 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 fight your blues away.
Hey, Rochester, that's pretty good stuff. Did you ever use any of that sympathy soothing syrup?
Boss, if it comes in a bottle, I've tried it.
I know.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Sympathy Soothing Syrup Quartet will sing Dance with the Dolly, accompanied by Snoogey Getz and the sweetest music this side of the La Brea Tar Pits Orchestra.
Well, Snoogey Getz. He's got a good band, Rochester. See, I'll just have time to listen to this, and I'm going to walk over to Mary's house. That's what I'll do.
As I was walking down the street, I met somebody who was mighty sweet, mighty fair to see. I asked her, would you like to have a talk, make some talk? All the fellas standing on the walk, wishing they were me. Oh, mama, put the cat out tonight. Meow, wow! I worked all day, I'm gonna scat, and I won't be home until dawn. Gonna dance with the dolly with a hole in her stocking while her knees knock and our toes rock. Gonna dance with the dolly, hole in her stocking. Gonna dance by the light of the moon.
It's nice out today. I hope Mary will be ready when I get there. Ya-da-dee-da-dum, da-dee-da-dum, ba-dum, ba-bee-da-da-dum. Hello. Hello, little doggy. Ya-da-dee-da-dum, da-dee-da-dum, da-dee-da-da-da-da-dee. Da-da-da-da-da-dum. Go away, doggy. Well, it's my own fault. Try to be nice to people. Sweet Georgia Brown. Oh, hello, Don.
Oh, hello, Jack. I was just coming over to your house.
You were?
Yeah, I got that Christmas present you ordered for your sponsor.
Oh, the ashtray? Good. Did you have it engraved like I told you to?
Sure, Jack. Here it is on the side. See?
Oh, yes. To my sponsor, Mr. Hill, I hope this ashtray you will fill. And when you do, just think of me and good old LS MFT. LS stands for Lucky Strike, and MFT means fine tobacco. So season's greetings and the like to you and yours from Little Jacko. Isn't that cute, Don?
Yes. And by the way, Jack, I hope you don't mind if it costs more than you expected. I had a little music box installed in it.
A music box?
Yes, our sponsor will love it.
Gee, an ashtray with a music box is a swell idea. Let me hear it, Don.
Okay, where do I wind it up?
Okay. perfect. Send it right over to him, will you, Don?
All right, Jack. See you later.
Okay. Da-da-dee-dum-ba-da-dum-dum, sweet Georgia Brown. Here's the drugstore. I think I'll go in and try some of that sympathy soothing syrup. Seems to be good for everything. And that's just what I've got. Anyway, I've got a few minutes before I have to call for Mary. Might as well go in.
What can I do for you, sir?
I'd like to try a bottle of that sympathy soothing syrup.
Sympathy soothing syrup?
Yes.
Sympathy, spelled backwards, is yitapamis.
I know.
Yitapamis, yitapamis, yitapamis.
Drive your blues away! Yes, that's what I want.
Well, you know, this is rather an old-fashioned drugstore.
Old-fashioned?
Yes, I wouldn't want this to get around, but we still have some products in here that are spelled frontward.
Frontward?
Yes. Frontward, spelled backwards, is Stroganoff.
I don't care about it. Now, look, I want a small bottle of sympathy soothing syrup.
Oh, the 10-cent size. Here you are.
Thank you. Would you mind giving me a glass? I'd like to try some of it right now.
All right, I'll fix the correct dose for you. I just pour 1 tablespoon of this soothing syrup into this glass of water. There. Now, listen to it fizz. With a 25-cent size, we give you a hip boost.
Never mind. Just get me a towel. Now wrap up my bottle.
Okay.
Hello, Jack.
Oh, hello, Frankie. How are you? How's Mrs. Sinatra?
Fine. Say, Jack, don't forget you're going to be on my program tomorrow night.
Oh, sure. I won't forget. See you tomorrow.
Okay, so long. Oh, by the way, Jack, do you know what I found out?
What?
That Sinatra spelled backwards is Artanas.
That's pretty good. So long, Frankie.
So long, Jack. Why did I have to ask him to come on my program? His jokes will probably louse up my singing.
What'd you say, Frankie?
Oh, nothing, Jack. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Yeah, sorry I promised to go on his program. His singing will louse up my jokes there. Oh, gee, look how late it is. I better go over and pick up Mary.
Pardon me, Mr. Denning.
Yes? What is it, honey?
Well, all the girls in my class in high school were collecting autographs and...
Well, how do you like that? I only spoke to Frankie, and I got some of it on me.
Yes?
Miss Livingston is expecting me, Pauline.
Oh, yes. Come right in, Mr. Benny.
Is Miss Livingston ready yet?
No, Mr. Benny. I was just helping her squeeze into it.
Into her what?
Well, anyway, she'll be putting on her dress next.
Oh, for goodness sake, why are women always late?
Oh, hello, Jack.
Oh, there you are, Mary. How come you're never on time when we have an appointment?
What are you talking about exactly? 3 o'clock now. Look.
Cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. Ruin watch time.
What?
Cuckoo.
I'm sorry, Mary. I thought you were cuckoo. I mean late.
Anyway, you were supposed to pick me up 10 minutes ago, so you're the one that's late.
Well, I would have been here sooner, but first I gave a girl an autograph, then when I got to the corner here, I gave an autograph to a little boy. You know?
Oh, for heaven's sake, Jack, why don't you stop chasing him?
I didn't chase them. They asked me. In fact, the little boy said that he'd be very happy if he could have the autograph of an actor as famous as I. Naturally, I couldn't refuse such a request.
Well, Natch.
But, Mary, when I signed my name, the boy said, "Oh, pardon me, sir, I mistook you for someone else."
Another actor?
Yeah. Mary, who is Vitamin Flintheart?
It's hard to explain plain, Jack, but Vitamin Flintheart is the same to Snowflake as you are to me.
Well, thank you, I think. Anyway, come on, Mary. We won't get any shopping done.
All right. I've got my car parked in the driveway.
Good.
Oh, say, Jack, Larry Stevens was here a few minutes ago looking for you. He wanted you to hear a new song he was going to do on the program.
Oh, well, get in the car, Mary. What was the name of Larry's song?
It's called A Sleigh Ride in July, and it's from a new picture, Belle of the Yukon.
Oh, darn, I wish I'd have heard it. Is it a good number for our show?
Oh, it's beautiful. Larry sang it for me. It goes like this.
Mockingbird was whistling a sentimental tune, and I didn't know enough to come in out of the moonlight. I was taken for a sleigh ride in July. Oh, I must have been a setup for a sigh. A mockingbird was whistling a sentimental tune, and I didn't know enough to come in out of the moonlight. So the big romance was only make-believe, just a sleigh ride on a balmy summer eve. My dreams were safe all winter, and then to think that I was taken for a sleigh ride in
Drive carefully, Mary. Not so fast. Slow down. Watch out, there's a red light. Now it's green. Now it's red again. Hey, wait, there are 3 red lights. No, they're green. No, they're red, but there are 3 green lights, too. Hey, there's a blue light.
Jack, put on your glasses. That's a Christmas tree.
Oh, yes. Merry Christmas. Well, take it easy anyway, Mary. Don't drive so fast. Look out. Slow down. You're turning this corner too wide.
Oh, Jack, calm down. Don't be so nervous.
I can't help it. I'm always frightened when I'm with a woman driver.
Woman driver, woman driver. That's all you men always say. Woman driver this and woman driver that.
Mary.
And I'm getting sick and tired of it. We women can drive as well as you men any day. And lots of my girlfriends are better drivers than their husbands.
Mary.
And I read in a magazine where scientists have proved that women are better drivers than men.
Mary.
Because they're less nervous and they concentrate on the road better. They have a
Mary.
It was the other driver's fault. He didn't put out his hand.
But, Mary, you crashed into the side of a house.
What?
I kept trying to tell you for the last 10 minutes you've been driving on the sidewalk. My goodness, you've smashed your fenders, broken your grill, and busted your headlights.
So what? Munce will give me more money for it now.
Yes, well, anyway, there's a store across the street. We can leave the car here.
But, Jack, we can't leave the car here. We'll get a ticket.
A ticket? Where would he tie it? Let's go. pushing. Mary, are you all right?
Yes, Jack, but you better let me hold your hand.
I can't. Somebody's standing on it. What a crowd. Say, Mary, let's not get separated. You've got my Christmas list. I got to buy something for Fred Allen and the Quiz Kid. You know, they lived at my house. Mary, what have I got marked down for Rochester?
Rochester?
Yes.
3 little handkerchiefs.
Oh, yeah, I better make that an even 4. I wonder where the perfume counter is. I want to get a present for my sister Florence.
Well, why don't you ask the floor walker?
Yeah. I beg your pardon. Are you the floor walker?
Yes, and stop breathing on my carnation. It's not as rugged as I am.
What?
They're hard to get, you know. I've kept this one for 3 years.
For 3 years? How comes it looks so fresh?
Because it's growing out of my chest. Anything else you want to know, nosy?
Yes, I'm looking for the perfume counter. Where is it?
It's straight down this aisle on the left.
Oh, there it is, Mary. Let's go over and see if we can...
I beg your pardon, mister.
Oh, me?
Yes, what do you think I ought to buy my wife for Christmas?
Well, I don't know. Besides, that's a personal thing between you and your wife. You ought to figure that out yourself.
Figured out myself, he says. I've been racking my brains and knocking my head against the wall, and do I know what to buy my wife? No.
Well, I'm sorry, mister, but
That's all right. I'll figure it out. You ask the guy a simple question, what does he tell you? Figure it out yourself. That's fine Christmas spirit.
Silly guy. Come on, let's go to the perfume counter.
All right, but you never get waited on. The girl is so busy.
Well, I'll just reach over the counter and see what they have.
Oh, no, you don't.
What?
I saw you trying to steal some perfume.
I wasn't stealing it. I just wanted to see if it was alluring.
At your age, what difference does it make?
Now, look here. I told you I'm not trying to steal this perfume. I was only...
Stop breathing on my carnation.
I'm not breathing on your carnation, and get out of here.
Oh, you're just mad because my eyes are bluer than yours.
They are not. It's just this suit I'm wearing. And furthermore...
What can I do for you, sir?
I'd like to get some perfume. What would you recommend?
Well, we have a very popular brand called Friendship, 68 cents a gallon.
68 cents a gallon. What do you think, Mary?
The same as you. The price is right.
I didn't mean that. I was thinking about my sister in Waukee, and I wonder if she'd like this bottle of perfume.
Well, pull out the cork. You can smell it from here.
Oh, stop. Say, miss, haven't you got something else? What's in that bottle over there?
That's the new French perfume that just came in. It's called La Nuit Toujours Très Jolie Ici Maintenant.
That sounds nice. What does that mean in English?
Condensation of steam that's been forced through a motorman's glove.
Well, that's ridiculous. Come on, Mary. Let's go to another counter.
I beg your pardon, mister. What do you think I ought to buy my wife for Christmas?
Look, I can't tell you what to buy your wife. You'll have to figure it out yourself.
Okay. I'll figure it out myself. Nobody wants to help me. Fine Christmas spirit. You think it was my fault that I'm married?
Thousands of people in the store, and I'm the one he had a pick on there.
Jack, I want to buy something for my mother. Ask the floor walker where the ladies' department is.
I'm not going to ask that guy anything.
Jack, we'll never find it in this crowd. You better ask him.
Oh, all right. Oh, Mr. Floor Walker.
Yes, my little bifocal yokel.
Say, Mr. Floor Walker, would you please tell me where the ladies' department is?
It's right down at the end of the... Oh, the department. That's over to your left.
Thank you. Come on, Mary. Let's get away from this guy.
Hey, Jackson.
Oh, look, Jack, there's Phil.
Hiya, Phil. Come here.
You come over here.
I can't. I'm looking for the ladies' department.
You're wasting your time, Jackson. They're all out of your size. All filthy like a pair of glasses. You're making a spectacle of yourself.
Mary, come on. Let's get away from here so we'll wind up in a routine.
I beg your pardon, mister. What do you think I ought to buy my wife for Christmas?
I don't know. For heaven's sake, stop following me. I don't care what you buy your wife for Christmas.
Oh, you don't care, huh? Suppose I buy her something she doesn't like, then she'll get mad at me.
Then don't buy her anything.
Don't buy her anything. We've been married for 12 years. What are you trying to do, break us up?
I'm I'm not trying to do anything. I don't know your wife. I don't know what you're picking on me for. I've never seen your wife.
Hey, what's going on here?
What's the trouble? That man's been caught stealing somebody's wife.
What?
At your age, you gray-haired wolf.
Now, wait a minute. Wait, this man started the whole thing over his wife's Christmas present.
Well, I don't blame him. You had no business sending her one.
I didn't send her one.
Well, I wouldn't brag about it, you cheapskate.
Cheapskate?
Jack, it's your own fault for getting into this thing.
My fault? These people accuse me of trying...
Let me through. What's going on here? Oh, it's you little goopy with the droopy toopy.
Now, cut that out and don't blame me for this because it isn't my fault. This man came over to
Stop
me...
breathing on my carnation.
I'll breathe on it as much as I like.
Stand back, everybody. The man's mad.
You're darn right I'm mad. This is all your fault, mister. Following me around the store asking me to what to buy your wife for Christmas. Buy her a dog collar for all I care.
What size?
What size? There you are, folks. You see what a crazy guy he is, and you blame me. Why, it's not my fault. I'm not the type that would start trouble. I'm a peaceful, home-loving...
Shut up!
Oh, come on, Mary. Let's get out of here.
Jack will be back in just a minute, but first, here are my good friends Effie Boone and Kenneth Delmar.
Sold American.
If you could be present at the tobacco auctions now open down south, you could see the makers of Lucky Strike consistently select and buy the finer, the lighter, the naturally milder Lucky Strike tobacco.
This fine Lucky Strike tobacco means real, deep-down smoking enjoyment for you. So smoke that smoke of fine tobacco Lucky Strike. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
The famous tobacco auctioneers heard on tonight's program are Mr. Effie Boone of Lexington, Kentucky.
At 44, sold American.
And Mr. L.A. Speed Riggs of Goldsboro, North Carolina.
Sold American.
Basil Rysdale speaking for Lucky Strike. LSMFT, LSMFT, LSMFT.
Make no mistake, in a cigarette, it's the tobacco that counts. So smoke that smoke of fine tobacco, Lucky Strike.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure all of us have run across men in uniform who are trying to get home for Christmas, but can't because buses and trains are so crowded. We know how important it is that men on furlough get to be with their loved ones at this time especially. Every time a civilian crowds into a train or a bus for a trip that's not absolutely necessary, you can bet 10 to 1 he's preventing a serviceman from being home for Christmas. That serviceman may have spent long months overseas. Mothers and wives have every right to ask, won't you give my boy a chance to get home? We should answer, I certainly will. I promise you I will not travel unless my trip helps win this war. And another important thing, folks, don't forget to buy Christmas seals. Thank you very, very much.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
The Jack Benny Program, presented by Lucky Strike. Lucky Strike, and Lucky Strike alone, offers you important evidence gathered in the tobacco country by the world-famous Crosley poll. This evidence reveals the smoking preference of auctioneers, buyers, and warehousemen, the men who really know tobacco. Here's what the Crosley poll found.
For their own personal smoking enjoyment, independent tobacco experts again named Lucky Strike first choice. Lucky Strike, first choice over any other brand.
These experts know their business. Their overwhelming preference for Lucky Strike, we believe, has a direct relationship to the quality tobacco we purchase for Lucky's and to the real, deep-down smoking enjoyment you may expect from fine tobacco. And when these veteran tobacco experts name Lucky Strike first choice for their own personal smoking enjoyment, then you know.
LSMFT. LSMFT.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. And in a cigarette, it's the tobacco that counts. So smoke the smoke tobacco experts smoke Lucky Strike. Remember,
Independent tobacco experts again name Lucky Strike first choice. Lucky Strike first choice over any other brand.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, as there are only 8 more programs left in the current Lucky Strike series, at this time I would like to pay tribute to a man who for the past 30 weeks has brought joy and happiness into millions of American homes.
Don't forget the 569,000 trailers.
A man whose wit, charm, and personality have endeared him to the hearts of his public.
Keep going, Don. We have a half hour.
A man who is loved, admired, and respected by every member of his cast.
How true.
A man who every year at this time picks up our options, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking. And Don, since you brought the matter up, I suppose you received the contract I mailed you for next season.
Yes, I did, Jack, and I'm not quite satisfied with some of the clauses.
Huh?
After serving you faithfully for 14 years, I'm surprised that you had the effrontery to present me with a contract that was not only insulting, but relegates me to a position that no self-respecting man would accept.
Well. And just what is your complaint, Mr. Wilson?
Well, here's the situation, Jack. Now, you get a lot of laughs at the expense of my being fat.
Uh-huh.
And this year, my weekly salary has been at the rate of $2 a pound.
Uh-huh.
So I think it's only fair that next year I get $3 a pound.
$3 a pound. Don, I wouldn't give you $3 a pound if all your fat was trimmed off and you were hanging on a hook. Anyway, the raise I offered you is as high as I can go. Now, what do you say?
I can't sign the contract now, Jack. I'll have to talk it over with the little woman.
Oh, you and the little woman. Haven't you got a mind of your own?
Yes, but I respect my wife's opinion. I'm very devoted to her.
I see.
After all, I'm at home with her every day except Sunday.
Well, I can fix that, too. Now, look, Don, I've been very fair about this whole thing, and Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack. What are you talking about?
Oh, Don isn't satisfied with his new contract for next season.
He isn't?
No.
Oh, my goodness. And after all you've done for him.
Well, that's the way it goes, Mary. There isn't much gratitude in this business.
Why, Don Wilson, you ought to be...
Never mind, Mary. Thanks just the same. By the way, have you read your new contract?
Yeah, what are you trying to do, bring back slavery?
Oh, so I'm going to have trouble with you, too. What's wrong with your contract?
I don't like Clause 7.
Clause 7? Oh, Mary, I mean, it only happens once or twice a year.
I don't care. If you buy a turkey, kill it yourself.
Mary, can I help it if I'm sentimental?
You're not sentimental. When you pay for a whole turkey, you hate to chop anything off.
Oh, stop.
Sentimental. You even use the head for badminton.
I stopped doing that. I mean, I couldn't stand the way it came over the net staring at me. Anyway, Mary, you've got a lot of nerve complaining about your contract. After all...
Hiya, Jackson. Hiya, Don. Hello, Livy.
Hello, Phil.
Phil, it's about time you got here. What made you so late?
It ain't my fault, Jackson. I had plenty of time to get here, but just as I left the house, Alice fainted.
Oh, my goodness. That must have scared you to death.
Nah, happens every time I kiss her goodbye.
Oh, brother.
That's what she said as she hit the floor.
Phil, do you really have that effect on Alice?
Jackson, she won't even let me shave with a mirror. She don't want my love divided.
Phil, if I paid you by the pound, your head would ruin me, you know. Now, look, just pick up your baton and let's have a band.
Hold it a minute. No, you don't, Jackson. I ain't making with no downbeat till I talk to you about that new contract you sent me. My lawyers don't like it.
Your lawyers? Who are they?
Kirchie, Bagby, Fletcher, and Fink.
Oh. Well, Phil, just what is it you and your lawyers object to in the contract?
We don't like the clause that says I got to get to bed on Saturday night before 3 a.m.
Well, it's for your own good, Phil. After all, you have a program to do on Sunday. I want you to look bright and fresh.
I know, but if I lose that red glow in my eyes, I ain't got no personality.
Phil, I've been playing badminton with a turkey head for 2 years, and it looks better than you do. Anyway, I'll talk to your lawyers about your contract later. But right now, let's have a band number.
Okay, Jackson. What would you like to hear?
Henry Bussey, but I'm stuck with you. Now, go ahead. Play anything. Hold a minute, Phil. Come in. Well, look who's here.
Pardon the intrusion, Mr. Benny.
Hello, Mr. Kitzel. Well, Mr. Kitzel, it's certainly nice to see you.
I'm sorry to bother you, but I wonder if you could spare a ticket to your next week's broadcast for my uncle who's visiting me from the East.
Oh, you have an uncle visiting you, eh?
Uh-huh.
What part of the, what part of the East is he from?
Pomona.
Oh. Well, anyway, Mr. Kitzel, I'll be very glad to give your uncle a ticket.
You are wonderful, boy. You know, for this, he'll give you a box of oranges. He owns an orange grove.
An orange grove? Oh, of course. Pomona is in the citrus belt.
Belt, suspenders. During the drought, he lost his pants.
Oh, well, that's too bad, huh?
Thank you. Anyway, Mr. Benny, I hope my wife will have better luck.
Your wife?
Yeah, she's opening a restaurant on Olivera Street called Mama Kitzel's Adobe Hacienda.
But, Mr. Kitzel, that's Spanish. Can your wife cook Spanish food?
She specializes in tamales with sour cream, enchiladas with chopped liver, chili con corned beef, and Spanish smorgasbord.
Spanish smorgasbord. What's that?
A herring that's taking a siesta on top of a slice of onion.
Well, that sounds novel. Huh?
And the tortillas, you'll be crazy about it.
The tortillas?
Yeah, that's a crepe Suzette that shouldn't happen to a dog.
Oh, well, Mr. Kitzel, let me know when you open your restaurant. I'll come down and visit you.
Buenos dias, senor.
Goodbye.
What did I say?
I don't know. I think... Mama Kitzel's Adobe Hacienda. That's a cute name. All right, Phil, let's have the number. Will you? To a band number. Yes, sir. That was the new look played by Phil Harris and his Gin Rummy Orchestra. 18 rummies full of gin. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our...
Say, Jack, where's Dennis?
Dennis, I don't know, but I hope he gets here pretty soon. I want to talk to him about his new contract for next year.
A new contract for Dennis?
Yeah.
I thought you had him sign up till next Haley's Comet.
Well, it's the same contract, Mary, but I added a new clause.
Hey, Lev, you should have seen the clause Jackson tried to get into my contract.
Never mind.
What was it, Phil?
If I ever find a dime, before I can spend it, I got to call Jackson and find out if he lost one.
Phil, I did that for a gag. Where's your sense of humor? I mean, just because Hey, maybe that's Dennis. I'll get it. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny. This is Rochester.
Hello, Rochester. What do you want?
I've been listening to the program, boss, and it occurred to me we haven't discussed my contract yet.
Well, Rochester, you've been working in my house for 10 years, and I feel there's no necessity for a written contract. Everything is perfectly clear. We have what is known as a verbal agreement. Now, that means we have a mutual understanding. Why put things on paper? The amount of money involved is too small.
That's what I mean. Let's get it up.
You'll be taken care of. And believe me, Rochester, there's no necessity for a written contract.
But my attorneys advised it, whereas and to wit.
Your attorneys, who are they?
Remus, Bemis, Sugarfoot, and Smythe.
Oh, well, tell Remus, Bemis, Sugarfoot, and Smythe to get in touch with Kirchie, Bagby, Fletcher, and Fink. Let them handle it.
It's the same firm. They got a branch on Central Avenue.
Well, anyway, Rochester, you've got nothing to worry about. I'm giving you a substantial raise next year.
Substantial?
Yeah, you know what the word means, don't you?
I ain't illiterate. I'm skeptical.
Well, you're getting it, so don't let it bother you. I'll see you later. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Oh, say, boss.
Now what?
Are you still going to have company for dinner tomorrow night?
Oh, yes. I'm glad you reminded me. You better run down to the store and get a leg of lamb.
A leg of lamb? Why don't you get a turkey?
Why?
After dinner, they may want to play badminton.
No, just get a leg of lamb and a small squab. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Now, let's see. Where were we? Oh, Don.
Yes, Jack?
I think right now would be a good time for a commercial.
But, Jack, the quartet isn't here. How are we going to get laughs?
Why, it's simple. Remember a few weeks ago when you did the commercial wearing that old straw hat? People loved it.
I know, Jack, but we don't want to do that again.
We don't have to, Don. The idea is to give the people something different.
What do you mean?
Now, look, every announcer in radio reads his commercial standing up at the microphone.
Well, how else can you do it?
You can lie down.
What?
Go ahead, Don. Lie down on the floor. I'll bet you the audience will be crazy about it.
Oh, but, Jack, I think it's silly to do a commercial lying down on the...
But it's different, Don. Believe me, I know what I'm talking about. Lie down.
Oh, okay.
But do it gently now. You know, we don't want to just... Don, we don't want to disturb the seismograph at Berkeley, you see. Now, Don, I'll hold the microphone down to your face. There. Now, go ahead, Don. Read the commercial.
Oh, okay. LSMFT. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Yes, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. And in a cigarette, it's the tobacco that counts. So smoke the smoke tobacco expert smoke. Lucky Strike. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
Don, talk louder. The radio waves aren't getting over your stomach.
I've been smoking Lucky Strikes for nigh on to 25 years. Because I've seen the makers of Lucky Strike buy that fine, that light, that naturally mild tobacco.
All right, folks, wasn't that clever? You see, Don? You see, Don, you did get laughs. And I got a Lulu for next week. You're going to read the commercial with your head sticking out of a cement mixer. You know?
Say, Jack.
What?
While you and Don were doing that classy commercial, a note came for you.
A note? Who's it from?
Dennis Day.
From Dennis. What does it say?
It says, Dear Mr. Benny, my mother won't let me be on the program until she talks to you about my new contract. Your loyal subject, Dennis Day.
Well, how do you like that?
Oh, wait a minute, Jack. There's more.
More?
Yeah. P.S. I found a dime today. Please let me know as soon as possible, as a good humor man is waiting.
Imagine Dennis not showing up. He's supposed to sing. What are we going to do for a song, Don? I mean, my contract with Lucky Strike says I've got to have a song every week.
Oh, Jack, I've got an idea.
What is it, Don?
Well, Frank Sinatra's rehearsing a special broadcast in Studio B, and maybe he'll come over and help you out.
Sinatra?
Yeah.
Say, that would be great. Oh, Mary, will you please go over to Studio B, and if Sinatra's there, ask him if he'll come over, will you?
Will I? I'll be glad to. Gee, am I excited? I better see if my stockings are straight. Or maybe Frankie'd like it better if I'd roll them down. There, that'll do it. Let's see. Studio B is at the other end of the hall. Da-da-da-da-dee-da-dum, da-dee-da-dum, da-dee-da-da-da. No, that's Jack's tune. He's liable to sue me. Gosh, I bet millions of girls all over the country would love to be in my place right now, going to see Frank Sinatra. But I don't feel any different. It hasn't the slightest effect on me at all. Steady, girl. Steady. Well, here goes.
All right, fellas. Let's rehearse But Beautiful once more, huh? Very much, fellas. That was great, man. That'll be enough for today.
Frankie.
Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Frankie. Nice seeing you again.
Nice seeing you. Gee, you sure look gorgeous today, Mary.
Oh, steady, girl, steady. Say, Frank, I came to ask you to step over to our studio. Jack would like to see you.
Well, that's a coincidence. I was just going over to see him myself. Yeah, I'm a little peeved at him. He's ruining my singing on the hit parade.
Well, I don't understand. How can Jack hurt your singing?
I can't hit those high notes anymore. He puts too much starch in my collars.
Oh, well, that's Rochester's fault. Jack's specialty is rough dry.
Well, that isn't my only complaint, Mary. Yesterday, my bundle of laundry came back, and 2 of my handkerchiefs were missing. And they were the handkerchiefs that Crosby gave me for my birthday.
Well, how do you know they were the handkerchiefs Bing gave you?
They had chloroform on them.
Well, Jack doesn't want to see you about the laundry. He'd like to have you sing a song on his program.
Today?
Yes, right now.
Well, okay. Come on, let's go over and have a talk with him. Where's Jack broadcasting from, Mary?
Right here in Studio C. Let's go in.
Okay, wait a second, Mary. I'll open the door for you. Thanks, Mary.
Oh, that's all right. I kill turkeys, too.
Listen, Don, if Fred Allen thinks he's that funny, he's got... Oh, hello, Frankie.
Hi, Jack. Do you want to see me?
Yes, come right in. By the way, you know my gang, don't you?
Sure, yeah. Where's Don Wilson?
Any place you look. Hey, Don, here's Frank Sinatra.
Well, hello, Frankie.
Holy smoke, I'm surrounded.
Yeah, there's quite a difference in your size.
Oh, I got a goose pimple bigger than him.
Don, lie down, please. Now, Frank, I'll get right to the point. You see, Dennis couldn't be here today, so I'd like to have you sing a song on my program.
Well, I don't know.
It's strictly business, Frank. I mean, I intend to pay you.
You're going to pay?
Certainly. Frank, what are you doing?
I'm calling RKO. This is another miracle of the bells.
Well, you can hang up and we'll talk business. Now, how much would you want to sing just one song?
$5,000.
Why doesn't he fall down? I know he fainted.
Mary, please. Well, look, Frank, for $5,000, you sing both the verse and the chorus of a song, don't you?
Uh-huh.
Now, look, Frank, most people don't know the verse anyway. Now, what would you charge? What would you charge for just the chorus?
$3,000.
Well, you know, we wouldn't need a whole chorus. I wouldn't want to be cut off the air again. Now, Frankie, how much would you charge me for, say, 16 bars?
$1,500.
Gee, that's almost $100 a bar. Can't you give me something a little less expensive?
Well, for $10, I can blow my nose in C sharp. That might help you out a bit.
No, Frankie, I know you're short 2 handkerchiefs, you know.
Now, look, Jack, what's the use of dickering? My price is $5,000.
But, Frank, let's compromise. Look, I'll give you $500.
5,000.
501?
4,999.
502?
4,998.
503? Mary, what are you doing?
I'm calling Paramount. This is going to be another lost weekend.
Never mind. Now, Frank, since we're so close to an agreement on price, why don't you just do your song and we'll settle it after the program? I mean, we shouldn't haggle in front of the audience. You know, it makes you look cheap, you see. Now, come on, sing your song. Huh?
Well, okay, Jack. But who's going to accompany me?
Phil Harris's orchestra.
Oh, no. No, not that.
Well, wait a minute, Frankie. A few weeks ago on my show, they accompanied Bing Crosby.
I know, but he already made his.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll accompany you on the violin and Frank Remley on the guitar.
Frank Remley?
Yeah. That's Phil Harris's nature boy. Now, I'll get my violin. Oh, darn it. Excuse me, Frank. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny. This is Rochester again.
Oh, what is it this time, Rochester?
Well, I'm listening to your program, and I just heard Frank Sinatra.
That's right. He's here. What about it?
Boss, you've got to get an Oscar to give back to Mr. Coleman.
Yes?
Well, Mr. Sinatra won an Oscar a couple of years ago in a picture called The House I Live In.
Say, that's right. He did. Gee, I wonder if he'd lend it to me.
He might if he hasn't thrown it away.
Now, why in the world would he throw an Oscar away?
Could be jealousy. It weighs more than he does.
Gee, Rochester, I'm glad you told me about him. By the way, I think you're putting a little too much starch in Mr. Sinatra's collars. He looks like a dehydrated Herbert Hoover. Be careful, will you?
I will. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Now, look, Frank.
I'm all ready now, Jack. You get your violin.
Look, Frank, let's hold the song for a minute. I want to talk to you about something very important.
What is it, Jack?
No, not here. Let's go out in the hall.
Okay.
Now, Frank, I'm not going to beat around the bush. As you know, I lost Ronald Coleman's Oscar, and I've got to get one to replace it.
Yeah?
Now, you won an Oscar, didn't you?
Yeah, we won it for the house I live in, Jack.
Well, look, Frankie, you can do me a great favor. I'll only need it for a few weeks. You see, I got to get an Oscar back to Ronald Coleman before he comes
Hey,
over.
would you guys mind moving over? We're trying to vacuum this hall.
In a minute. They're always cleaning up around here. Now, Frankie.
Yes, Jack.
I've never been in such a spot in all my life. I'm not asking you to give me the Oscar. I just want you to lend it to me until we
Now,
get...
look, you guys. I'm trying to vacuum this corridor. I'm asking you once more to move.
Look, don't be in such a hurry, Bud. Now, Frankie, look. How about it? Let me have your Oscar.
Well, Jack, as long as you're in that kind of a spot and it's only for a few weeks, maybe I can arrange.
Frankie. Darn it, he got too close to the vacuum cleaner. Now I'll have to go outside and wait till they empty the bag. Everything happens to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, savings bonds are vitally important in the nation's battle against price inflation and for the future welfare of all of us. It is important that we continue to build financial security for ourselves and for our children. Protect your future. Buy extra security bonds now. Ladies and gentlemen, Jack will be back in just a minute. But first, here's Basil Rysdale
Independent tobacco experts again name Lucky Strike first choice. Lucky Strike first choice over any other brand.
At 57, American.
The famous Crosley poll has just completed an impartial survey in 11 southern tobacco states. This poll, taken among tobacco experts, reveals the smoking preference of men who really know tobacco. Yes?
For their own personal smoking enjoyment, independent tobacco experts again name Lucky Strike first choice. Lucky Strike first choice over any other brand.
These are the experts, auctioneers, buyers, and warehousemen, and we believe their overwhelming preference for Lucky Strike has a direct relationship to the quality tobacco we purchase for Lucky's.
You've heard the poll results. Now, listen to what Mr. Carl Hartfield, 29 years an independent tobacco buyer, recently said.
At auction after auction, I've seen the makers of Lucky Strike buy fine tobacco. Good ripe leaf that's got real smoking quality. I've smoked Lucky's 28 years.
So, for your own real, deep-down smoking enjoyment, remember...
LSMFT. LSMFT.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
Gosh, where could they have emptied that vacuum cleaner? I've looked in every rubbish can in the alley here. Frankie! Frankie! Frankie, where are you? Oh, he's not in this one. Go away, Kitty. I'm working this side of the alley. Frankie! Well, there's nothing left for me to do. Next week, I'll just have to go over and apologize to Ronald Coleman.
Ronald Coleman?
Yes. Good night, folks.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.
The Jack Benny Program, presented by Lucky Strike.
Be happy, go lucky, get better taste today.
Friends, smoking enjoyment depends on taste, and taste alone. Yes, in a cigarette, it's the taste that makes the difference. And you can taste the difference in a Lucky Strike. So mild, so smooth, so firm and fresh, with better taste in every puff. Yes, Lucky's taste better, and here's why. First, LSMFT Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Fine, mild tobacco that tastes better. There's no substitute for fine tobacco, and don't let anybody tell you different. Second, Lucky's are made to taste better. In fact, they're the best made of all 5 principal brands. Yes, that's a fact. Established by tests measuring those important factors of workmanship that affect the taste of cigarettes. Tests made in the research laboratory of the American Tobacco Company and verified by leading independent laboratory consultants. So remember, your smoking enjoyment depends on taste, and taste alone. And you'll find Lucky's taste better. Always so mild, so smooth, so firm and fresh, with better taste in every puff. Make your next carton Lucky Strike.
Be happy, go lucky strike today.
From Palm Springs, California, the Lucky Strike program, starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we're broadcasting from Palm Springs, California. This being such a romantic spot, I'd like to make the opening introduction with a little poem.
A poem?
Nestled in the hills, far away from care, is a place we go to breathe the desert air. And there, out by the pool, far from strife and toil, is our blue-eyed star selling suntan oil. And here he is, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking. And Don, since we're in a poetic mood, I've written a poem for you, too.
Oh, you have?
Yes. I did not like your jingle, and if one more joke you tell, It's Bon Voyage, Don Wilson, and Welcome Home, Von Zell. So let's not have any more of your poems, eh, Henry Wadsworth, fat fellow?
Now, wait a minute, Jack. If you get fresh with me, I'll follow you around all day and keep you in the shade.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Well, anyway, it's sure good to get back to Palm Springs, isn't it, Don?
Ah, yes, Jack. I always have a wonderful time here.
I do, too, particularly because a fella can have such privacy here. You know, Don, yesterday I passed a big crowd in front of the drugstore, and not one person turned around or even bothered to look at me.
Really? Well, Jack, why was there such a crowd gathered?
They were getting Eddie Cantor's autograph. Imagine.
But, Jack, if you say people here have so much privacy, why did they ask Eddie Cantor for his autograph?
They didn't ask him.
They didn't?
No. Don, when a man stops you on the street, sings 2 choruses of Ida, then stamps his name on your forehead, there's nothing you can do about it. What an eager. What an eager beaver.
Ah, Jack, you're just mad at Eddie because he beat you on the golf course yesterday.
Sure, but he wouldn't have beaten me if he'd have played fair.
Fair?
Yes, imagine this, Don. When we both got on the last green, just as I was getting ready to putt, he put down a dime to mark his ball.
What's wrong with that?
He divided my point of interest. Then when I missed the putt, I got so mad I took a swing at the dime and sliced it right into my pocket. The first hole in one I ever made. Anyway, Don, I'm glad you mentioned golf because tonight our program is dedicated to the formal opening of the new Tamarisk Country Club here in Palm Springs. And it's really one of the most beautiful
pardon me, but does this dull twosome mind if a funny man plays through?
Oh,
Hiya, folks.
Well, look who's here, Sir Thomas Beecham. Say, Phil, Don and I were just talking about Tamarisk, the beautiful new golf course. Since you're such a good golfer, Phil, you'll love it.
Yeah, I know, Jackson. I played in the tournament out there yesterday. It is. It's a great course.
I thought I saw you out there yesterday, Phil. You were playing with some of your musicians, weren't you?
No.
Well, I saw Remley, Sammy, and Fletcher going around the course with you.
Yeah, but they weren't playing. Remley was carrying my bag.
Well, what was Sammy doing?
He was carrying Remley.
Well, what was Fletcher doing?
He was carrying the stuff that made it necessary for Sammy to carry Remley.
Oh, yes, Remley is your handicap.
He ain't no water hazard.
I know.
Hey, Jackson, how about you and me playing out at Tamarisk someday?
Okay, Phil, maybe we can make a match.
Yeah, what do you usually go around then?
Well, my handicap is... Hey, wait a minute. Hey, Don, watch me get him this time. Phil, ask me that again, will you?
Ask you what again?
What do you usually go around in?
Shorts or slacks, depending on the weather. Oh, Harris, Sammy may be carrying Remley, but you're carrying this program.
Phil, if that joke is carrying the program, I'd rather dragged a little bit. Anyway, I'll play golf with you anytime you want to.
Okay, Jackson, how much you want to bet?
I don't want to bet anything. All I want you to do is every time we get on the green, mark your ball with a dime.
A dime? Why?
I got a slice that'll make me a fortune. Say, Don, if you like to play at Tamarisk sometime, I'll get you...
Hey, Jackson, I heard you and Don reciting poetry before.
So what?
Hey, I got one that's a fifth.
A poem?
Yeah. It's about the weather that we had yesterday. Listen to this. I was getting some sun. Then I went inside, 'cause the little white cloud sat down and cried.
Isn't that cute? That's very cute. Phil, that was pretty good, you know. I expected some... Oh, hello, Dennis.
Hello, Mr. Benny. Hello, everybody.
Well, Dennis, I hope you're having as much fun in Palm Springs as we are.
I sure am, but boy, am I tired.
Tired? What have you been doing?
Well, last night I went to the movies and I had to stand for 2 hours.
That crowded, huh?
No, there was plenty of room.
Then why'd you have to stand in the movies?
I went to a drive-in and I didn't have a car.
Now, wait a minute, Dennis. How did you get into a drive-in without a car?
Oh, I was carrying an umbrella, and they thought I was a convertible.
Oh, stop being silly. What's that on your nose?
A windshield wiper.
What? Now cut that out! Windshield wiper. I suppose that thing on your forehead is your license number.
No, Eddie Cantor's autograph.
Oh, yeah. Now, Dennis, stop being silly and answer me. Are you having a good time?
Oh, I'll say. Friday night I went to the Chi-Chi and saw Sally Rand. I never laughed so hard in all my life.
You know, Don, the weather here has been so beautiful today. I think
Wait a minute, hold it. Let's go back here a minute. Look, didn't you listen to what this kid just said?
I listened to it, heard it, and ignored it.
Well, I ain't going to ignore it. Dennis, you went to the Chi-Chi and saw Sally Rand's act?
Uh-huh.
The Sally Rand?
Uh-huh.
And when you finally saw Sally Rand's act, you, laughed?
Yeah, I was sitting up so close those fans tickled.
Don't look to me for sympathy, Phil. Years of experience have taught me that the only way to get along with Dennis have nothing more to do with him than is necessary. Like this, for instance. Now, Dennis, we're doing a program and you have to do a song.
Yes, sir.
What song are you going to sing?
The date boats are coming.
You mean shrimp boat?
This is Palm Springs, Bud.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and sing. Mistake, sung by Dennis Day and accompanied by Phil Harris and his stumbling tumbleweed orchestra. And now, folks...
Hold it, Melvin. Just a minute. Just slow up a minute.
Huh?
I mean, look, I don't mind so much when we're at home, but when we're out of town, let's don't be making insulting remarks about the orchestra, huh?
Well, Phil, I got a right to make comments about your band. After all, who's the star of this show?
Well, when I see my paycheck, I know it ain't me.
Oh, stop complaining.
I'm not complaining, Jackson. It's just that I'd like to pay income tax like everybody else.
What?
They don't even think I'm a citizen.
Phil, the only reason people don't think you're a citizen is because with that bottle of Lord Calvert in your hand all the time, you look like an Englishman. Such a long line for such a little laugh. So don't argue with me about money, salary, or... Come in.
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Well, Mr. Kitzel. Mr. Kitzel, it's certainly nice seeing you. What are you doing here in Palm Springs?
Oh, I just came down for a little visit.
Oh, good. Where are you living?
At the Hacienda Paseo de la Sal.
The Hacienda Paseo de la Sal?
Sal is my brother-in-law.
Oh. Oh, he's married to your sister?
Yeah, her name is Hacienda.
Well, what about Paseo?
He's a silent partner.
Oh, I see. Well, tell me, Mr. Kitzel, is your wife is here with you?
Yes, and we having fun. We go swimming, we play tennis, and you know, this morning my wife rented a bicycle built for two.
Oh, and you both went for a ride, huh?
No, just her.
Then why did she get a bicycle built for two?
Believe me, she can use it.
Mr. Kitzel, you mean your wife is on the heavy side?
If it was only on the side, I wouldn't mind.
Oh, well, what's the difference? As long as you're in love with her, Mr. Kitzel, that's all that matters.
That's what I keep telling myself. Well, goodbye, Mr. Benny.
So long, Mr. Kitzel. Thanks for dropping in. Well, it seems that everybody's in Palm Springs this week.
You know, Jack, I'm glad I'm here, too, because I did some research on this community that I'm sure will please our sponsor very much.
Please a sponsor? Why?
Well, what's the name of the company that makes Lucky Strike cigarettes?
The American Tobacco Company.
That's right. Now, who were the earliest Americans in America?
Why, the Indians, of course.
That's right. Now, here around Palm Springs, there are many Indians. So yesterday I went out in the desert till I met some members of the tribe that first settled Palm Springs, the Coahuila Indians.
The Coahuilas?
Yes, and do you know what those Indians said to me?
No, Don, what? Oh, for heaven's sake. What else? What else do they say, Don?
Me like 'em, Lucky Strike. Me send 'em smoke signals. LS, MFT 'em. LS, MFT 'em.
T-um?
You betch 'em. Lucky Strike, heap round, heap firm, heap fully packed, heap free and easy on the draw.
Now, look, Don.
No call me Don. Me heap big Indian chief.
You big heap, that's all. And I got another word here. Ugh. What's that?
Shh. They send 'em signals from reservation. It say only fine tobacco can give 'em good taste in cigarette. And don't let any drum tell you different.
Don, that was very good. What are those horses' hooves?
Commercial finished. Take 'em plugged back to reservation.
Oh, me catch 'em up. Me catch 'em. And, Don, that was a very educational commercial, but you made one little mistake. It was the Tockwitz Indians who founded Palm Springs, not the Coahuilas.
Oh, no, you're wrong, Jack. It was the Coahuilas.
I'm not wrong, Don. I'll prove that I'm right. There happen to be quite a few Indians in the audience, so I'll ask one of them. I'll ask that one in the front row. He must be a chief. He's wearing a headdress. Excuse me, but was it the Tockwitz Indians or the Coahuilas who founded Palm Springs?
I don't know.
Well, what tribe do you belong to?
I don't know.
Well, where's your reservation?
I don't know.
You don't know anything. You're a fine Indian.
I'm not an Indian.
Then how come you're wearing those feathers in your hair?
I went to the Chi-Chi last night and sat too close.
Well then, Smarty, if you went there last night, you must be an Indian because I know you had a reservation. Hey, that was pretty funny, wasn't it, Dennis?
I don't know.
Look, Dennis, why don't you just... I'll get it. Hello?
I have a long-distance call for Jack Benny.
This is Jack Benny.
It's collect. Hello? Hello?
I'm here. A collect call, huh? Operator, find out who's calling.
Just a moment. Mr. Benny will not accept the charges till he knows who's calling.
Tell him it's Lana Turner.
Rochester. Rochester, I thought you'd be down here by now. Where are you calling from?
From Pomona.
Pomona? What'd you stop there for?
I got a flat tire.
Oh, that's too bad.
No, that's good. It was laying in the road, and it's better than the one we had on.
Oh.
If I find 3 more, I'll be there by morning.
Well, you better be here by morning. I'm going to play golf, and I want you to caddy for me.
Oh, boss, I hate to caddy for you at Palm Springs.
Now, stop complaining. Tamarisk is a very level course. There's nothing tough about it.
Nothing for you, but how about me? I have to carry a golf bag, 12 clubs, a basket of sandwiches, a gallon of lemonade, a first aid kit, and a parasol.
So what?
You don't need a caddy, you need a burro.
Oh, Rochester, you don't carry so much.
I don't. Remember what happened last time I went out loaded down like that?
What happened?
An old prospector tied a rope around my neck and led me off into the mountains.
Why'd you go with him?
I couldn't see where I was until he unloaded me.
Stop making things up. Anyway, I'm going to play golf in the morning, and I want you to caddy.
Okay, I'll do it, but do me a favor this time, will you?
What is it?
If we lose a ball, let's forget it. Those bloodhounds are hard to handle.
Okay. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Oh, say, boss.
Now what?
Aren't you doing another television show next Sunday, March 9th on CBS Network at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time?
That's right. Why?
You're paying for this call. Let's put a commercial in it.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Rochester. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, in honor of the opening of Palm Springs' newest golf course, Tamarisk, we are going to
Jack, before we go any further, I must tell you something, and I know you're going to be surprised.
Surprise? What is it, Don?
There's a friend of yours who also belongs to Tamarisk, and he'd like to come on and say a few words.
A friend of mine? Is it Mr. Anderson, the president of Tamarisk?
No.
Well, is it Ben Hogan, the pro at Tamarisk?
No.
Well, who is it?
Danny Kaye. Come on in, Danny.
Danny Kaye. Hello, Danny.
Hello, Jack Benny.
But, Danny, this is such a surprise coming right out on my program. It's...
Oh, stop stuttering. I'm not going to charge you for it.
Oh.
Now, Jack, the reason I'm here is, well, because every time you come to Palm Springs, you always do an informal show. Isn't that right?
That's right.
Well, some of the boys at the club cooked up an idea that I'm sure you're going to like.
What is it?
Well, we decided to form a quartet and sing the song you wrote.
My song?
Mm-hmm.
When you say I beg your pardon, then I'll come back to you.
Suddenly I'm sick.
What?
Oh, anyway, Jack, the other 3 fellas are out outside. Can I call them in?
3 fellas? Who are they?
Yeah, well, Frank Sinatra, George Burns, and Groucho Marx.
George, Frankie, and Groucho. Hello, fellas.
Hello.
Hello, that's brilliant dialogue.
Well, welcome to the show, fellas, and if you say the magic word, you get a bottle of suntan oil.
Say, Jack, that reminds me. Jack?
What?
That reminds me.
Yeah?
That bottle of suntan oil you sold me was much too greasy, and boy, was I embarrassed.
Why? What happened?
Well, yesterday when I put some on, I slipped right out of my suit.
No kidding.
Look, fellas, I came here to sing, so let's do it and get it over with, okay?
Okay.
When I say I beg your pardon.
Hold it.
When I say...
Groucho, that's me.
I may sing lousy, but I'm grammatically correct.
I'm sorry.
I'm Groucho.
Now, look, fellas.
Fellas, come on now. Let's sing Jack's song.
And, fellas, I want to tell you how much I appreciate your coming over to do it. No one but real friends, real pals would give up a Sunday afternoon just to come over here and do this wonderful
Jack.
song. What?
Shut up.
All right, fellas, let's take it.
What key we're going to sing it in, Danny?
It'll help if we all take different ones.
Look, boy. All right, fellas, let's go. Can we have a nice introduction, please?
When I say I beg your pardon, then I'll come back to you. When you ask me to forgive you, I'll return.
Like the swallows at Serrano, return to Capistrano.
For you, my heart will always, always yearn. Will always
When you say that you are sorry, then I will understand. Beneath the harvest moon we'll pledge our love. And now, honey child, don't be listening to anybody else. Since we're parted, we'll went back to whence we started. And sweetheart, I'll come back to you.
When I say I beg your pardon, then I'll come back to you.
Frank? So, my darling, though we've parted, come back to whence we've started.
And sweetheart, I'll come back to. Sweetheart, I'll come back to. Sweetheart, I'll come back to.
Jack will be back in just a moment, but first...
Be happy, go lucky, get better taste today.
Friends, whenever you want the smooth, mellow, completely enjoyable taste of truly fine tobacco, reach for a Lucky. For the difference between just smoking and really enjoying your smoke is the taste of a cigarette. And Lucky's taste better for two important reasons. First, LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Fine, mild tobacco that tastes better. There's no substitute for fine tobacco, and don't let anybody tell you different. Second, Lucky's are made to taste better. In fact, they're the best made of all 5 principal brands. Yes, you'll be happy when you go Lucky, because Lucky's taste better. So mild, so smooth, so firm and fresh, with better taste in every puff. So next time you buy cigarettes, try a carton of Lucky's.
you'll find Lucky's taste better.
Be happy, go Lucky Strike today.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank Danny Kaye, George Burns, Frank Sinatra, Groucho Marx, and Benny Rubin for appearing on my program today. We'll be back with you next Sunday on radio at the same time and on television a half hour later, when I hope you will all be watching. Excuse me. Hello?
Hello, is this Jack Benny?
Yes.
Is this the Jack Benny that was born in Racine, Wisconsin?
No, I was born in Waukegan, Illinois.
Well, you got a sister named Jeanette, haven't you?
No. My sister's name is Florence.
Well, are you the Jack Benny that drives a light green DeSoto?
No. I have a Maxwell.
But you play the piano, don't you?
No, I'm sorry. I play the violin.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Bye.
Goodbye.
Jack, who was that?
A phone call from a stranger. Good night, folks.
The Jack Benny program is brought to you by Lucky Strike, product of the American Tobacco Company, America's leading manufacturer of cigarettes. This is Don Wilson reminding you to listen to Your Hit Parade with Guy Lombardo every Thursday night, presented by Lucky Strike. Stay tuned for the Amos and Andy Show, which follows immediately. This is the CBS Radio Network.